I really like with estate planning that you really do get to help people. You either get to help them on the front end, which I think the majority of our work is. And I really like estate planning in the sense that you get to be proactive when you're drafting a will and a trust and powers of attorney. You're planning, you're being preventative. You're able to keep people out of court, help avoid fights, all of that kind of stuff. Save people money, save people stress, save people grief. I really like being able to do that on the front end. And it's also really rewarding after somebody's lost somebody to be able to kind of guide them through that process of kind of tying up the loose ends and going to court if they have to, and helping them through a difficult process and trying to make it a little bit easier on them. I personally used to do different types of law. I used to do some family law and a little bit of criminal defense. And so I was in court 3, 4, 5 days a week. There was always a big hearing coming up where there was going to be some big judgment that was either going to go my client's way or go against them. And so it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of sleepless nights. And I really feel like with estate planning that I still get to help people and get that rewarding feeling, but I get to do it in a way that's less stressful for me and then prevent stress and stuff like that down the road for them. So it's really good on all ends. I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area in Northern Virginia, and then went to the University of Tennessee. I had a single mom growing up, me and my little brother, and she was an elementary school teacher. So she was always really focused on education and learning and all of that kind of stuff and reading. And then I went to the University of Tennessee for undergrad and got a business degree and kind of went and did a bunch of different stuff after that. I was in the military, in the Air Force. I taught English in Thailand. I've been a personal trainer. I've been a bartender. I've been in sales. But then finally, once I got to be probably about 28, I decided to go back and go to law school. And the rest is kind of history. I went to law school and I went back to the University of Tennessee. I've been practicing law then for 7 years. I spent the first couple of years in Tennessee, in East Tennessee, and I represented. The vast majority of what I did was I did court-appointed representation. So when they say if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you, a lot of people tend to think of criminal defense and stuff like that, and that's definitely the case as well. But in Tennessee, if a parent has their child removed from their custody by the state of Tennessee, by the Tennessee Department of Children's Services for like abuse or neglect, if they're under a certain income threshold, they're entitled to a court-appointed attorney to basically fight on their behalf and try and help them get custody back of their child. And so I did that for a couple of years, and I represented a lot of people that had a lot of different kinds of issues, everything from like people that were accused of physically and abusing their children to all different kinds of neglect to also even like sexual abuse. And so those cases were no fun. They were very intense. And that's kind of why I lost a lot of sleep. And so it's one of those things that I'm very glad that I had that experience. I feel like I got to help a lot of people and I also learned a whole lot, but I'm also glad that I'm doing what I am now.